Hi, it's Alaska Granny. I'm out at my granny camp, which is my remote Alaska off-grid cabin. I love coming out here, spending time by myself. It gives me time to think about important topics. An important topic to think about is how to protect yourself after a disaster. We've all seen on the news people running up and down the streets, going through stores, breaking windows, and looting. We know that people get into a mob mentality and they may commit crimes and do deeds they wouldn't do individually, but when they see everybody else doing it, they run along with the crowd and they join in. It can be extremely dangerous. Along with being a victim of looters is being a victim of identity theft. People tend to evacuate in an emergency situation. They grab a few basic things, they get out of town. They leave behind very important things. When people evacuate, they take their photos, they take their jewelry, they take their valuables, but they may not have thought at all about their important papers, which can leave you a victim of identity theft. If you leave in an emergency situation, you need to think about the personal information and your important papers that you've left behind. You've left them available to anybody that has the opportunity to go looting or sifting through your house. Before an emergency, you want to safeguard all of your important information. You want to make sure that your most important papers and your identification are under lock and key and they are kept safely put away so that they're not able for someone to access them should they be able to get into your home when you're not there. The most important papers you need to safeguard begins with your identification. Things like driver's licenses, passports, insurance cards, social security cards, birth certificates, marriage certificates, things that would have the most personal information from your name, your birth date, your social security number. If people have access to your name, your birth date, and your social security number, they have the keys to identity theft. Other important papers to think about safeguarding are tax documents, pay stubs, insurance information, medical records, statements from your bank. Those are the kind of forms and papers that people who have ill intent would love to get their hands on. Pay close attention to where and how you store this important information. You always want to have a copy of the most important documents with you with your emergency bug out and evacuation kit, but then you want to decide which are the papers that I don't need, which are too many things, they're extra copies. Papers you don't need to be shredded. Then the most secure documents that you need to save, because there are many documents that you need to save always, need to be put under lock and key and kept very safely. Make sure to include a copy of your most important information with your bug out bag, your evacuation kit, but then make sure that all of the important stacks of papers that you need to hang on to in your home are in a secure location. Make sure they're under lock and key, whether they need to be in a safe, a locking file cabinet, or someplace that's inaccessible to someone that comes looting through your home. Don't take chances with your identification. It can be one of the most important things to hang on to and a most devastating loss if your identity is ever stolen. So don't be a victim after an emergency to people that would want to do harm to you. I'll include links to the papers that are most important that you save always, and a link to papers that you can shred that we don't need to hang on to because we tend to stockpile things we don't need rather than enough of the things that we should have. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.